Britain has reduced the risks by putting the onus on the legal and financial responsibility on oil and gas companies to determine what could go wrong, then show regulators how they would fix or avoid the problem. Even as Obama administration allows offshore oil and gas operations to resume, government officials are working on a new safety strategy modeled after a British system that has substantially reduced oil spills. Washington has long sought to head off disasters such as the BP Gulf oil spill, but drafting and trying to enforce hundreds of drafted rules and regulations. Not only has the approach proved cumbersome and often ineffective, it ran the risk of failing to identify potential problems. Moving on, PetroVietnam, the state-owned oil and gas group, is considering taking up its right to buy BP assets in Vietnam, potentially scuppering the $1.8 billion deal the UK oil group has agreed with TNK-BP, its Russian joint venture. The Vietnamese disposal is part of the series of asset sales planned by BP to raise $30 billion by the end of 2011 to help pay the cost of its oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico. BP announced on Monday it had agreed to sell its pipeline production assets in Vietnam and Venezuela to TNK-BP, Russia's third-largest oil company, which is half owned by BP, but Phung Dinh Thuc, director of PetroVietnam, said in comments carried out by the state-owned Vietnam News that the company would consider using its rights for the first refusal on the sale of the assets. Such clauses are often inserted into oil and gas deals by governments in developing countries. PetroVietnam received a report from BP about the proposed sale on Tuesday, but Mr. Thuc said that the company has rights to consider purchase within 60 days of receiving the official BP report. Schlumberger Limited added 5.38% to $67.77 on unusual volumes. This week, the company said its net income jumped to $1.73 billion or $1.38 per share from $787 million or 65 cents a share in the same period last year. Schlumberger said its quarterly revenue also increased to $6.85 billion from $5.43 billion. On average, analysts expected Schlumberger to earn 70 cents a share on revenue of $6.6 billion, according to a survey from FactSet's research. Over the past 52 weeks, the stock had traded within the range of $51.67 to $73.99 and is up more than 3% year to date. That's all the news making waves as of now in the oil and gas sector. We'll be back with more news making waves. Stay tuned.